It seems that you're able finally to sort of evolve the style, because obviously when you came in, it was needs must, and you basically had to stay in that division. And even at maybe the start of the season, there were some defensive performances, but you definitely saw that, what you are aiming for now.
Yeah, I think so, and I think probably compromise is the word for last season. Compromising your idea and what you see to try and get you through. For me as a coach, that was a great experience to try and find a way that I hadn't been used to in my coaching career at Chelsea and Derby. So that was, spirit and the foundation of fight and those things. But to stay in this Premier League, you need more than that. And I think the recruitment was a big deal for that as well, to try and have players that can receive the ball and play the ball through midfield and be comfortable on the ball and make the right decisions. Because as much as you coach and train and talk about patterns that you want to play, you'll always be in the hands of the players and decisions they make on pitch. And I thought a lot of decisions we made today were the sign of us improving against a really intense, high-pressing team. Same against Leeds the other day. And we want to keep going in that direction. We're far from the finished article that we want in that way. We want to start having more possession, more control of games. But today I think you saw the ability to do that. So it's good for the lads to feel that, and we need to just keep working on that one.
I guess obviously when you do get Dominic back as well, then that helps even more in that sense that you get
Yeah, and Dominic's training next week. We hope the middle of next week. So at that point then we have good options up front as a number 9, a Dominic type and a Neil Maupay type. But obviously Dominic is a big player for us here. I haven't been able to experience him as much as I would want, but I experienced one of the best days of my life when he headed that ball in last year. So we understand what he can bring to the team. So once we hopefully get him fit and firing, and our forward options look stronger naturally, because he's an England striker.
Dominic?
Right. Clean sheets are the foundation for everything. I've really spoken about a few centre halves quite a lot. Again, they were great today, but with two fullbacks. Considering they only arrived at the same time as you, the issues we've had in terms of the injury, one to his personal life and whatever, and to see how they're playing. It's just, sort of the defence that you're knitting together is now really giving you a platform.
Yeah, I've got to give a big shout for both of them in their own ways. And with Miko, I think the off the pitch stuff is obviously something we can't imagine. He carries it unbelievably well, because I know he feels the support from all of us, but unbelievably well when you consider what's going on back home for him. But his development as a player, I think when I first came, he'd not been here long, and I think it was a question for him. My feeling was, does he belong in this league? That natural question of coming out to play in the Premier League. And I sat with him and talked with him and went through his game a lot last year and looked at clips of him, when the reasons why we signed him basically before I got here. And then I've just seen him grow defensively, offensively, going up against one of the best today. I thought his one-on-one defending was great. And then Pat's on the other side. I mean, what a start to the season. His injury he got when he was just about to have his debut last year, and his defensive game, which I think people might go, he's a really good offensive fullback. He can do both. And them two, the real pleasure is, I think, changing to a back four. There's quite a lot of question marks that get asked of fullbacks and centre halves, obviously, because they get more isolated and have to defend more in certain situations. And they've both done it great. So I'm really pleased. They're both young players as well, so they're going to get better.
Did you think it was in? On the feeling that went in? What about those 30 seconds?
On the offside?
Yeah.
I thought it was offside. Yeah. Well, we're Everton, aren't we? It's going to be offside. No, my instinct was it was going to be close. I didn't really celebrate, because I felt, those ones that flash across can go either way. I didn't have the angle to see it, but just by the nature of how he arrived on the goal line, I wondered whether he got there quick enough, because it was fired across, wasn't it? So I presumed he was in a possible offside position.
Okay. So just to remind you guys, those questions for the Monday's Embargo till 10:30 on Sunday night. Just before we go, end of an era today. I think Steve finishing at Reach, is it after?